Hey YouTube, it's me, Chrissy E, and I'm here with another video. So let's get started. Okay, so first things first, see if your loctician does consultations. The reason I would say do consultations is because it lets you know some key things you might want to know with someone who's going to be doing your hair. The first thing that you get to know is their professionalism, how they schedule their clients, what they're like as a person, because someone's doing my hair for a while, I kind of want to get to know them if they're going to be doing my mane. And then on top of that, you can ask all the questions that you want to ask once you get there. So here are some of the questions that I would ask once I got there. Okay, I would ask, could I see a client? Like they have pictures, or if there was a client there in person, could I schedule my appointment around their appointment so that if they didn't mind, I could come in, like look in their hair and see what it's looking like, see what they're working with. While their hair is not going to look identical to yours, it lets you know what kind of work the loctician does, and if you want, you can ask them some questions about the loctician if you feel the need to. The second thing that I would ask, what kind of parting system are you using? Is it going to be grid? Is it going to be grab and go method? If it's going to be a grid, I'd be asking, is it going to be squares, diamonds, circular parts, bricklaying, that kind of thing. And then I would also ask about how many locks could I expect to have if they're doing micro locks. And then I would also ask, are they starting them with braids, twists, interlocking, and about how long they think it's going to take for them to do my entire head. While they can only give you an estimate because everybody's head's different, I know from when I got sister locks installed, it took like 21 hours. And when I did these myself, it took me 2 days, and I worked for about, I would say 6 or 7 hours the first day, and then the next day I only worked for like 3 or 4. So y'all do the math. So yeah, I would ask about how long it's going to take. I would also ask if they have any advice on what kind of regimen you should have, because if they're going to be doing your hair all the time, they're also going to be helping to take care of it. So if you're following their advice, it makes it easier for them to help take care of your hair. But I would also keep in mind, no two locticians for the most part are going to tell you the exact same thing, because I know when I had sister locks, the 2 people I went to, one of them told me to stop using conditioner because it had a looser texture, and then the other one told me to keep using conditioner, it would just take longer for my hair to lock. So while they both agreed that I had a looser texture, they had 2 different methods of taking care of hair. So like I said, I would take it with a grain of salt, but you have to keep in mind, if someone's always doing your hair, you kind of want to be able to give them a concise regimen so they know what's going on if they need to troubleshoot any problems. And I'm trying to make sure I covered everything that I would want to cover. Oh, and let's not forget, see if you can get like a tester lock installed somewhere so that you can play with it, see what it's going to look like in your head. Try washing it. I would even try curling it and some other stuff just to see what your texture is going to look like, how slippery it's going to be when you wash it. Do you like the way it feels, and whether or not you're tender-headed or if it's going to be too tight on your scalp. And I would also ask, and don't forget to ask this, about how often should you be expecting to see them, because it can get rather expensive with micro locks because it's being interlocks, and a lot of people don't know how to do that. So, well, at least in my area, a lot of people don't know how to do that, so it can get rather expensive. So I would ask about how often I should be expecting to get my hair retightened and all that good stuff. If y'all have any questions, ask them down below. And I'm still probably going to do a video on my set of sister locks, because I feel like there's some things that y'all can learn from that. It might be even more questions y'all can ask your loctician. So, alright. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.